Welcome, dear viewers, to Nightshade Narrations, your portal to the chilling realms of the unknown. I'm thrilled to have you join us for another spine-tingling journey into the depths of fear and mystery. In today's video, we've carefully curated 3 hair-raising tales that will leave you on the edge of your seat. So, dim the lights, grab a cozy blanket, and prepare yourself for a night of immersive storytelling that will send shivers down your spine. In the heart of a forgotten small town named Hollowbrook, nestled among dense forests and shrouded in mist, an unsettling legend had been whispered for generations. The townsfolk spoke of a spectral figure known as the Shadow Walker, said to emerge from the depths of the woods only during the darkest nights. The legend told of a time long past when Hollowbrook was plagued by an epidemic that claimed the lives of many. Desperation and fear gripped the town, and in their desperation, a group of villagers turned to forbidden rituals to summon a supernatural force to save them. The ritual, fueled by fear and desperation, succeeded but with unintended consequences. As the townspeople watched in horror, a shadowy figure materialized from the depths of the woods. Its eyes glowed with an eerie light, and its presence exuded an unsettling aura. The figure, known as the Shadow Walker, promised to save the town from the epidemic, but in return, it demanded a heavy price: the souls of the townspeople, bound by the dark contract they had unwittingly made. The villagers had no choice but to agree. The Shadow Walker's presence cast a perpetual gloom over Hollowbrook. Its malevolent influence spread like a poison, causing the forests to wither and the rivers to run black. As the years passed, the once thriving town became a desolate and eerie place, with the remaining inhabitants living in fear of the entity they had summoned. As generations passed, the story of the Shadow Walker became more myth than reality. The town's youth dismissed it as an old wives' tale, believing that the darkness had finally receded. But as Hollowbrook's annual festival approached, an unsettling feeling settled over the town. During the festival, when the moon hung high in the sky, a series of strange events began to unfold. Unexplained whispers echoed through the streets, and shadows seemed to move on their own accord. The townspeople brushed off these occurrences as mere coincidences, but a sense of unease lingered. On the night of the festival, as the villagers gathered in the town square, a hushed silence fell over the crowd. The air grew cold, and a creeping feeling of dread swept through the square. And then, from the edge of the woods, emerged a figure, tall, shadowy, and draped in darkness. Gasps filled the air as the villagers recognized the ominous presence. The Shadow Walker had returned, as if summoned by the collective fear that still clung to the town. Panic spread like wildfire as the entity's eyes locked onto the crowd, its intentions unclear, but its malevolence unmistakable. The town's elders, trembling with a mixture of fear and regret, stepped forward to confront the entity they had once summoned. They pleaded for mercy, recounting the suffering that had befallen Hollowbrook over the years. But the Shadow Walker was relentless, its demands unyielding. As the tension reached its peak, a young woman named Eliza stepped forward. She spoke with a calm resolve, her voice carrying a hint of defiance. Eliza revealed that she had uncovered an ancient incantation, one that could break the curse and banish them, Shadow Walker, back to the depths from which it had emerged. With the incantation on her lips, Eliza began to chant, her words resonating with an otherworldly power. The air crackled with energy as the entity's form wavered and twisted, its hold on the town weakening. The crowd watched in awe as the Shadow Walker's presence dissipated, leaving behind only a chilling breeze that rustled through the trees. As dawn broke over Hollowbrook, the townspeople ventured outside to find a transformed landscape. The forests were alive with color, and the rivers flowed clear once more. The town's desolation had been replaced by a renewed sense of hope and vitality. The legend of the Shadow Walker became a cautionary tale, passed down through generations. Hollowbrook's history was marked by the darkness it had unwittingly unleashed, but it was also a testament to the power of courage and unity. And as the town flourished once more, its inhabitants never forgot the price that had been paid to banish the shadows, a price that served as a reminder of the thin line between desperation and the supernatural. Nestled in the attic of the Victorian mansion stood an old music box, its delicate tunes long forgotten by time. The mansion had once been a grand home, but now its rooms were cloaked in an eerie stillness. The townspeople spoke of strange occurrences, whispered melodies in the dead of night, and glimpses of shadowy figures in the windows. Intrigued by the tales, Amelia, an aspiring pianist, inherited the mansion and its mysteries. She explored every room, her fingers brushing against the dust-covered furniture. When she discovered the music box, she was captivated by its intricate design and the promise of its melodies. As night fell, Amelia wound the music box's delicate key and listened as the notes filled the air. The melody was hauntingly beautiful, yet tinged with an inexplicable sadness. It was as though the music held the secrets of the mansion itself. With each passing night, Amelia's obsession with the music box grew. She found herself drawn to the attic, the melodies consuming her thoughts, even during the day. Her once lively piano playing waned as the music box's enchanting notes took over her soul. One night, as the moon bathed the mansion in a silvery glow, Amelia followed the music's trail to the attic. The room was illuminated only by the soft moonlight, casting long shadows that seemed to dance to the music's rhythm. As the music box played its mournful melody, a figure materialized, a woman in a flowing gown, her features obscured by the darkness. Amelia's heart raced as the figure moved gracefully, her movements synchronized with the music. It was as though the music itself had given her form. The woman's gaze met Amelia's, and in her eyes, Amelia saw centuries of longing and heartache. "Who are you?" Amelia's voice trembled as she spoke to the apparition. The woman's lips moved, her voice soft and ethereal. "I am Isabella, a pianist from a bygone era. My love for music bound me to this mansion, and now I am forever tied to the melody of the old music box." Isabella's tragic tale unfolded. Forbidden love, a broken heart, and a promise to return that was never fulfilled. The music box had once been a gift from her lover, a token of their love, before fate tore them apart. Amelia's heart ached for Isabella, and she made a promise to help Isabella find peace. Determined to break the curse, Amelia dedicated herself to discovering the truth behind Isabella's story. Through old records and journals, she uncovered the pieces of the puzzle: a hidden love letter, a tragic accident, and a vow that was never fulfilled. Armed with the knowledge of Isabella's past, Amelia returned to the attic. With tears in her eyes, she played a mournful melody on the piano, a composition that spoke of lost love and redemption. As the last notes echoed, Isabella's figure slowly began to fade, her expression one of gratitude and release. The music box fell silent, and the attic was enveloped in silence once more. The mansion seemed to exhale a collective sigh, as though the weight of centuries had been lifted. From that day on, Amelia's piano playing resonated with a newfound depth, each note carrying the echoes of Isabella's haunting melody. The mansion, once shrouded in darkness, became a place of solace and music. And as the years passed, the townspeople no longer spoke of strange occurrences. Instead, they would hear the gentle strains of a piano's melody carried on the wind, a reminder that the past's haunting echoes could be transformed into beautiful harmonies. Moonstone Island was known for its rugged beauty and isolation, but it was the old lighthouse that held the island's darkest secret. Overlooking the crashing waves and rocky cliffs, the lighthouse stood as a sentinel of the past, its beams sweeping the night sky. It was said that on stormy nights, the light would cast eerie shadows that danced along the coastline. For years, the lighthouse had remained abandoned, its history shrouded in mystery. The townspeople avoided the island after sunset, fearful of the whispers that spoke of ghostly apparitions and disembodied cries echoing through the night. One summer, a group of thrill seekers decided to challenge the island's reputation. Among them was Alex, a skeptic who scoffed at the tales of the haunted lighthouse. With a determination to prove the stories wrong, they embarked on a journey to Moonstone Island as the sun dipped below the horizon. As the group reached the island, a chill settled in the air, and the moon hung low in the sky. The lighthouse loomed ahead, its weathered exterior standing as a testament to the passage of time. Alex's confidence wavered slightly as they approached the entrance, the creaking door opening with an eerie invitation. Inside, the air was heavy with a sense of foreboding. The group's flashlights cast long shadows that seemed to move on their own. As they climbed the narrow staircase, whispers echoed through the chambers, growing louder with each step. A sense of unease gnawed at their hearts, and Alex's skepticism began to waver. At the top of the lighthouse, the group gathered in the lantern room, where the light had once guided ships to safety. The room was suffused with an unnatural glow, casting a pale illumination on the faces of the daring explorers. It was then that they heard it, a mournful, ghostly cry that pierced the silence. "Who's there?" Alex's voice quivered as they called out into the darkness. The cry repeated, a wail that seemed to echo through time itself. The group exchanged nervous glances, their bravado fading in the face of the unknown. As the night wore on, the cries grew more intense, accompanied by phantom footsteps that echoed through the chambers. The group huddled together, their flashlights shaking in their hands. Suddenly, a figure materialized before them, a woman in a tattered gown, her eyes hollow and sorrowful. The woman's voice quivered as she spoke, recounting a tale of love and loss. She had been the lighthouse keeper's wife, her heart shattered when her husband's ship was lost at sea. She had spent nights scanning the horizon for his return, her cries carried away by the wind. Tears filled Alex's eyes as they listened to the woman's story, feeling the weight of her grief and longing. The room seemed to pulse with the intensity of her emotions, and the cries grew more haunting. With a deep breath, Alex stepped forward. "We hear your story," they whispered, their voice carrying a mix of compassion and empathy. "You don't need to be alone anymore." As the words left Alex's lips, a calm settled over the room. The woman's figure wavered, her expression one of release. And then, With a soft sigh, she faded away, her cries silenced at last. The lighthouse grew still, its walls no longer echoing with the sounds of the past. The moon cast a gentle glow over the island, and as the group descended the stairs, they felt a sense of closure and peace. Moonstone Island's haunted lighthouse had been a place of sorrow, but now it was a place of healing, a reminder that even in the darkest of places, the power of empathy and understanding could bring solace to those who had long been forgotten.